Hello everyone, I hope you've all been well and still on that art grind. I can't believe it's already been 3 months since my last video. I certainly didn't mean to stop, but it's been a little rough lately and I just wasn't doing much creating. Maybe I'll talk about some of that another time, but right now, let's get into this. So I was going through storage the other day and found my old small Wacom Intuos, and I can't really remember the last time I worked on a tablet like this. But I know it never really bothered me. Sure, it's a bit small, but it's comfortable to use, and it gets the job done. Plus, they're very cheap, especially these days with tons of alternative brands that perform well. I constantly see new artists insist on buying the more expensive display tablets as their first, and honestly, I think that's a mistake. These screenless tablets are great, and good enough for even industry professionals. Anyways, since I had fallen off the grind lately, I figured what the hell, I'll plug the small Intuos in, lean back, and noodle around for fun. Here's the first few sketches I made on this thing. Unfortunately, I didn't record them. First, we have this fisherman guy on his derpy Cthulhu mount thing, which kicked off this phase of drawing mounted creatures. Next, there's this traveler and his weird flying bat jellyfish headed thing. And finally, I just had to do a jellyfish hauling some luggage. I like to think it's some hardened nomad warrior that got stuck with a slow, non-intimidating jellyfish for their travels. So, nothing too crazy here, right? Just some fun sketches to help pull me out of my funk. Okay, now that we're all caught up, let's talk about what I'm working on right now. Well, I've been enjoying this sea theme I've had going on, so I chose a sea angel as my next subject. These things are so cool and alien looking that I just had to draw one carrying a badass warrior rider into battle. This is one of those drawings that I was able to completely visualize almost immediately upon looking at the reference. The sea angel itself is only a few primitive shapes, plus I already had an idea for the warrior on top. Not to mention, I was well warmed up and in the zone using this tablet by this point, so this whole thing came together pretty seamlessly. I know you might be saying, dude, you have a Cintiq right next to you. Why the hell are you using a small $50 Intuos tablet? Well, as silly as it may sound, setting up in front of the Cintiq, a device that I always use for work, can carry its own subconscious burden. It can force me to feel like I have to perform a certain way or achieve a certain specific something with whatever it is I'm working on. In short, it can burden me with expectation. Something I definitely wasn't in the mindset for when I was making these. I just wanted to ease back into my art comfortably, and this tablet allowed me to do that. It's also why I didn't even record the first few drawings. It was fun building back up the hand-eye coordination these tablets require, remembering how quickly you can throw down broad sweeping strokes, and above all else how comfortable these things are. I was laying back reclined in the chair with my feet up working on these. You just can't do that comfortably on the Cintiq. It was glorious, and it definitely reminded me of how awesome these little tablets can be. I highly recommend them. This whole thing is also, yet again, the constant reminder that sometimes you just need to make art for fun. Unapologetically bad art, even. You don't have to be sharing this kind of stuff with anyone like I am here. Believe me, I know it's intimidating seeing the constant stream of incredible art from artists all over the world, so you think that everything you do has to be up to that imaginary standard you build up in your head. But don't let that stop you from making sketchbook tier art like this. Okay, so back to the drawing. The sketch came together really quick and painlessly. I'm not planning to take this to a super clean finish, but I will of course give it a bit of a line art pass using the same chalky brush. Overall, I wanted to keep the silhouette of the sea angel strong. This meant keeping the addition of things like armor minimal. However, I did still want some sort of armor pieces on the body to help break up the bottom part of the silhouette a little bit, while reserving the majority of the details for the warrior on top. This plate skirt looking thing that I did go with definitely could have used more iteration. I wanted it to look like the plates would lay flat on the body while traveling, but on a hinge so they could open up during a combat encounter, maybe spinning so they could slice up their foes. I realize I didn't fully capture conveying this in the end, but hey, it works in my head, so we're going with it. For the warrior dude, I'm thinking things like tortoise shells, shark teeth, fish scales, anything you'd expect from the ocean. Since I'm not getting too detailed, I can get away with implying a lot of the smaller things and instead focus on the big key areas, like the tortoiseshell pauldrons lined with shark teeth, and this massive overstaffed trident staff thing. I definitely overworked this weapon, but it's so ridiculous that in the end I kinda liked it. Naturally, the only thing left to add is a silly anglerfish helmet, and our warrior design is complete. From here, I'll give the whole sketch a thicker outline just to help it pop a little more, and lasso fill it all with some flat complementary colors. And with that, I think this one is done. I'll let the design and line work stand on its own and forego any further rendering. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed all these silly designs, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I had a lot of fun making these, and I expect to have more of these chill creative sessions very soon. It's good to be back and in that art grind, so let's see what I can come up with next, yeah? Take care, everyone. I'll see you next time.